record. Okie dokie. Welcome to our October executive meeting. Anna, the note stock is in there if you want to go ahead and do attendance and stuff. Everyone's doing good today. Doing good, doing good. Okay. All right, Anna's in there. We got that going. Perfecto. While she does roll call, I'm gonna call. Let me see where we start here. I'm just gonna ask for a approval of the agenda. So if anyone did have a chance to look at the agenda for today, if anyone can approve it, we'll kind of move forward with that. Do I got a first or a second on that, approving the agenda for today? Here she comes.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda. I just wanted to get through it one more time quick.
It's okay. I wasn't sure. I was like, oh, it's okay. We'll review it together, you guys. It's
I'll
okay.
second.
Thank you guys. Perfect. All righty. So, some of the old news that we have, which is on the agenda, would just kind of be revolving around the bank account, our good standing doc, and our book update. So we did finally get our bank account open. Got to do
Woo!
it. We did that finally. Yay. It took a hot second to get the good standing letter done. But I got that all figured out with the state of Arizona, sent that in. Once I got the annual reports in, I was able to apply for that good standing document. A couple days later, I was able to upload it and we were good to go. Uploaded that to the bank within less than like 12 hours. We were good to go. I was like, wow, this one little letter made everything so easy. And then the only thing in terms of getting our PayPal up and running and getting all of our PayPal funds dispersed to us, we just either need blank checks, which we don't have yet, or a bank statement, which again we don't have yet. But at the end, like 2 more days, we'll have a October bank statement. I can submit that to PayPal, and then we'll be good to go. And they will release all of that money that they are holding, which should still be around 700 and something dollars. So that is a huge win. So the bank account's up and set. We will have that ready for when we start getting the camp donations in, because we do have that big donation of $7,000 coming in. So now we have a place to hold it. And then at the next meeting, we can kind of decide how we want to start eventually spending the money in 2025. I really don't want to activate our email stuff or anything like that until probably the start of the new year, just to keep it clean, if everyone's cool with that. And that gives us a little bit of time to kind of look at what we have, how that's going to last for maybe the first quarter into the next quarter, how we're going to keep money coming in, so on and so forth. So I figured we'll use this last couple months to make a plan for the finances, but bank account's up and running, and so that's really great. Book update. So WellSpect has this new legal process that they have to work with, which is what kind of slowed it down. So we were up to that point where we were supposed to be getting paid, getting an invoice, all the things. And then their new legal just kind of put a weird monkey wrench into it. So I happened to be actually with the WellSpec team with Jesse last week, and we were able to kind of discuss things in person and figure out what some of the holdups were with legal. So I adjusted our contract with them in the hopes that it would just bypass whatever legal things that they're worried about right now. So that's all been made. I sent that into them this week, and we'll see if we get any good news. So hopefully by next month when we all meet again, we'll have a better time frame on when we're actually going to get that book sponsorship funds. Because we do still have some outstanding invoices for Catherine and Monica. Catherine is going to cover Monica's outstanding invoice and put that on, add that to her tab until we can get this whole WellSpec thing. But she is going to take care of Monica probably within the next week or so, just to keep it all in good standing. So we all had to give Catherine a big giant thank you and blessing, because she's really kind of helped keep this book project kind of in motion. And she's been very patient with all of these WellSpec snags. So that is our book update. Moving along. So we move into our council and committee comments. from our development committee. Let me just make this smaller so I can still see your guys' beautiful faces while I chat with you. Scoot you over that way. There we go. There you are. Okay. So, development committee in charge of grants and things like that. In terms of grant application and finding new grants, there hasn't really been much work since July. We've kind of had a lot of things going on with the team. The one volunteer had moved, just kind of life had happened. So there hadn't been too much activity since July. But the good news with that is that this last month we did get two students from Davison College, and each of them are going to give us 20 hours of work. One of the students is going to do 20 hours of just grant research and possibly applying. So today I just got the okay from the college today to reach out to the students. We got the hiring process completely done. So I've sent that student the tab that we already have of all of our grant research as where it's at. Because me and Autumn and Chris have kind of organized it a little bit from where it was a few months ago. We kind of wrote what's been applied for, what we got denied for, what's in the process, yada yada yada. So I gave that to her. I'll follow up with her this week. Kaylin, did you get the emails for those?
I actually was gonna say, oh, where did I go? Oh, can you hear me?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Yes, I actually had saw this come through my email earlier, and I was actually just kind of peeking at them as we sat here. So yes, I will look at them further after this meeting, but I did get the emails.
Yep. And if you have any questions or anything, I'm free all day tomorrow, most of Wednesday, and then all of Friday as well. So if you want to chit chat and talk more in depth of the stuff, we can meet whenever you have some availability.
Sounds great.
Just message me. Um, So that's that. There is going to be some slight adjustments. Chris has had some things come up and his schedule has gotten a little more packed. So if me and Autumn are going to chat about this. If Autumn's willing, I would like to see if she'd be willing to take control of managing Tate, the grant volunteer. We haven't been in contact with her for about a month or so. So if you're willing to just kind of reach out via email, see if she's still willing to work with us, and then kind of make a plan with progress. Me, and her can meet and we can all set up those little work dates like we did before. That kind of kept us on track a lot better. So if you think that would be beneficial for the grant team, I'm down for that,
No, I
Autumn.
think that would be great. And this is a perfect time because this is our last week of complete chaos of like hundreds of miles a week. So we're slowing down in life and we're kind of right taking fall in the cooler weather. And so I'll have more availability and it'll be more consistent so we can pick a date. I think that would be
So,
great.
Perfect.
Oh,
so
yep, go ahead,
guys,
Chris.
Yep.
I am meeting with Tate via Teams tomorrow. Oh, um, anyway, just as
Okay.
a regroup, she's had the same issues that I've had, just life has gotten up with her a little bit, and I will circle her in, and uh, she's still more than happy to help, and that's not an issue. It's just getting a game plan and moving forward. So,
What
um,
time tomorrow, Chris?
Yeah, I would like to get on that
uh,
as well.
so it was Bree and Autumn.
Yeah.
I'll add you both. It was 2 p.m. Eastern. So wherever you may be.
I will be available. So I'm gonna pop in on that too, because yeah, I want to be able to coordinate um with Tate and Autumn and kind of get them connected so that they can familiarize with each other so that you don't have to worry about that. Because like you said, you're kind of taken up until December. So I want to be able to utilize that time in between then and now and just at least have meetings with her to make a game plan. So I will definitely be there. And if Autumn has some availability, she can too. Otherwise, I can connect the two of them via email. So
Okay, that's
that's
fine.
perfect.
I'll send an invite when I
Thank
get.
you,
Okay.
Thank you.
Chris. I'll write this on my notepad as well. Perfect. So that'd be the only adjustment, just so that Chris can focus on what he needs to focus on, and that we can still try to make some headway before the end of the year. So that's all I really have for the development committee. Do you have anything to add, Chris or Autumn, for that one? No?
No, nope.
Okay,
Other than that, that's good.
okay, okay. All right, for our programs committee, our autumn, our fall empowerment has been set and announced. That's been going really well. If anyone else wants to help push that on social media, it's next week. We would love a little bit of um, extra, the word just lost, traction. There we go. Thank you. Extra traction with that. Um, Lindsay's going to help me run a coffee chat on Monday. I had a speaker kind of bop out on the last minute for some health issues. So me and Lindsay are going to run like a driving coffee chat. So if anyone wants to put in some input on their driving experience, that is at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Or Kaylin, if you want to give any perspectives from like a PT point of view or like what it's like doing hospital resources, if you're available at that time.
Yeah, wait, tell me what time it is one more time. I'm sorry.
6 p.m. Eastern time on Monday.
I should be able to do that.
And if you can't and still want to be able to share like notes or resources, feel free to send an email or a text message, and then I can just share that via the whatever. Because I am still waiting. A lady from Craig Hospital is going to give me a little bit of information on their driving stuff too. So if you have anything that you want me to share, even
We
if
have a
you're
pretty
not available.
active driving clinic at Shepherd too. I can probably get someone to send me like a fact sheet or something that would be helpful. I should be able to make that, and I'll also just try to grab you some resources. I'm gonna write that down now.
Thank you. Yeah, because that was one thing we hadn't really talked about yet. And it just, with it being kind of prevalent in my life right now, I was like, ooh, we haven't done driving. Let's do that. And since Lindsay was kind of helping me plan around it, she's gonna said she'd pop in with it too. So yeah, if anyone wants to pop in, please do it. The more opinions and ideas and resources, the better, just, like recorded, because then people can come back and find those for later. So that is
Get you some resources and pop in for at least part of that. But I think I can help with that.
perfect. Thank you guys. We are starting to find new speakers for 2025, obviously, because time just kind of keeps on moving and it's going to be here before you know it. So if you have any wheel friends or anyone that's really heavily in the community that'd be willing or really fitting for an empowerment event, topics that we may not have covered, or topics that maybe want to expand on, independence, tips and tricks. I know that we've had a lot of feedback about like a cooking one, so I'm going to like figure out either like an indoor one or an outdoor one or maybe one of each, but they would love to do like a cooking one. I would love to find what was I thinking? Safety, like self-defense, wheelchair self-defense. I know Eric Kondo does that, so I'm going to reach out to him and see if he has some resources for that or if he'd be willing to talk about that. I was going to see if any and all of my board members would like to present on something. I really would like next year to get our team a little bit more involved with that kind of stuff. So if there's something that you're just really, really passionate about and want to be able to share that with the community, I would love to have you guys. And if you want to share about videography or how you do consulting work and things like that, or ADA stuff, I know that ADA is just kind of like your bread and butter, but it's not like your super passionate thing. But I know you love what you're doing right now in terms of your video stuff. So if you ever wanted to share that, we'd love to have that. Kaylin, if you ever see certain resources in the PT community that you're like, oh, we need to talk about this. The community needs to know about this.
I would love to just do like a fireside chat on equipment because like that's what I've been doing. That's what I always do, like and stuff. And like I like to pro con with people, like, like what's covered by insurance and or if you're gonna spend your dollars, what's your best bet? Like what type person should be looking at certain things, what grants are available and stuff. I could definitely workshop that. I'd probably make it more of like a fireside chat with like resources potentially. But I actually was just doing that in an eval this morning where he's like workers comp. So like they'll get him anything. So I'm like, oh yeah, we're doing this.
Yay. Okay, perfect.
So
Well,
I think that would be pretty fun.
Perfect. I have that on my notes. I will email you the dates that we have because I have them all booked out for the whole year. So you can pick which season and day and time and all the stuff that works best for you, and then we'll just jot you down for that.
Perfect.
Yay. Same goes to you, Autumn and Anna. I already talked to Lindsay about it. She said she'd be down to do a mother one, another parenting one, kind of loop in her support group type of thing. It'd be like a collab, I guess, with her group and ours, which is fine with me. I think that would be really lovely. So yeah, and there's, like I said, if there's anyone else in the community, I'm also going to follow up with some of our old speakers and see if they want to follow back up on some of their old topics. Like Julie did her accessible ADA home design and stuff. So that would be kind of cool to follow back up on, see if she has any new topics. Everyone always loves Chris's aerobics. So, bringing
Yeah, I
her.
was gonna say fitness, like if there's one like a one something, like we've done like the Zumba one, and then like
I have Nikki coming this
yep,
week
I
for
saw
her.
that. Yep,
Yep.
I saw
Okay.
that. So like yeah, if we could get into some sort of kind of rotation that like
Mhm.
makes at least one kind of active one because it's fun,
Yes.
and I think that like it shows people that right, like they can come
Yes.
together and do all these like different things. Not that we don't already promote that, but
Mhm.
it was such a fun environment and atmosphere that that was just really cool.
Mhm.
No, and that's what I was gonna see how you guys felt about it, like having themed days, right? So, because right now we're just kind of filling them in with what we can find, which is great for now. But I would definitely like a movement every single session. I would like, like a business one every single session. I would like, some kind of independence one. So moving forward, maybe looking into that as we kind of put together 2025, we can kind of try to arrange it that way, because that's kind of what I wanted to start doing, is making sure that we're hitting on every facet that we need for our community, right? So like movement, independence,
Right.
resources,
Mhm.
jobs, whatever. So
I will say a topic that if we could find someone to do this and like I could maybe I could try to figure this out. But a topic that I was thinking about doing with the support group that I led when I was in Greenville was just kind of like going like a different take on financial independence. Like, yes, clearly we want to continue to promote people like getting off of disability and all of that stuff. But for the people that are not, how they use the money that they get on a fixed income wisely
Hi,
and how they get to that
my
point.
name's Jessie Strawham, and I literally brought up a webinar idea in a collab with Will With Me Foundation to Breathe this week about budgeting that I'm
Uh-huh.
planning for next month.
All right, great. Because I actually, so Jesse, you know Bailey. Did you ever meet Bailey at Roger C. Peace?
That sounds familiar, but I'm not sure.
She's fantastic. She's an OT. Her husband is getting into like financial advising stuff.
Okay.
And so we were actually going to get him, I don't know if they ended up doing it after I left, but he was going to start working on like doing a presentation on like with some of the particulars. We were going to coach him a little bit on like fixed incomes and stuff. And he was going to try to like work on something like that. I will say that Ben has a financial background. He was a financial advisor for a minute. We could potentially rope him in and have him play with it, or if you already have someone in mind.
So, I mean, I love that idea. For the webinar next month, it was just going to be me, and I was going to share like how I budgeted, how I
Mhm.
planned,
Mhm.
how I saved, how I started an Able account, reporting to disability, getting
Mhm.
side gigs, like
Mhm.
just how to hustle and find those things and make those things available to you, in
Yeah.
addition to budgeting your disability income when your outcome is so much more.
Hell yeah. You should do that and share all of that personal experience and partner with like a financial advisor. And like, not that you can't do it yourself because it'd be really cool, but it would be really cool if you did like a almost like a chat and kind of like bounced ideas off of like something if that was a possibility.
Let me talk to so Chelsea Hill's husband, Jay,
Mhm.
is my like retirement person, and I have a meeting with him I think later this week. Let me talk to him and see if he'd be willing to like join for something like that.
That would be
I
really
was,
cool to bounce it off of somebody that does it as a living too, like your lived experience and how you've done really, really successful with what you have.
it up
Like
with
somebody that does it
the-
like professionally would be pretty freaking cool.
Yeah.
How do you feel, Jesse, about doing the one next month as we had planned, and then we could take yours and expand it with Jay next year if
For
he's,
an empowerment. Yeah.
how about that? Because I like
Yeah.
the idea of doing yours the way that we had planned, and then taking that a step further and expanding that with Jay. I think that's a fantastic idea if he's willing.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll have to my next meeting, I'll ask him.
Perfect. I'll write that down. Expand with Jay. 20. Awesome. And if you guys have any other ideas of speakers, just feel free to drop them in an email or a text message or in our text thread, our joint text thread. If things come up, in the future and you like meet someone along the way and they seem like, oh, that seems like a good fit, toss it in our chat and we'll just keep like a collective list and tab of ideas, topics, and people that we can kind of reach out to and grow on. So, um, that's all I have for the empowerment and speakers. the last few meetups that we've had have been absolutely successful. Jessie had a couple. She had one in Ohio. Did you end up, you did the one in New Orleans too, right, Jessie, I think, as well? Did that go through?
No, I didn't do the one in New Orleans.
Okay.
I just did the one in Ohio.
So the one in Ohio was a really good success, and then the one in California that Lindsay and Carrie Jean kind of collabed on with NorCal SCI did great. We had some great attendees and good feedback on that. So what I'll do is there's a lot of things that we have to plan in terms of like empowerment speaking, some meetup dates and things like that. So what I'll do is I'll make a document that we can all share and like take notes in and like share our availability. But if anyone else is willing to do a meetup for next year, we'd love to I know that Autumn is already down. She's already put it out in the universe, so I'm holding her accountable to that. She's going to do one in Wisconsin. Obviously, we'll do the couple in Charlotte like we always do. But if there's anyone else, Chris in Denver, Anna in Kansas, if you guys want to do a meetup, let me know and we'll add it to the calendar. We can promote it, do all the things. But the sooner we can kind of lock those dates in, the more we can promote it and the better the turnouts get. So I really liked the last couple that we did, especially with the California and the Ohio ones, is because we did know in quite advance. So Autumn, if you want to look at your schedule and just kind of feel out when a good time of year is, like where you want to go, things like that. And then maybe by next month, we can all kind of start putting that onto paper. Does that sound okay to everybody?
Hey, Jesse. Are you still on?
Yeah, I'm still here.
When you were talking to Lisa, the one you met at Shepherd with me, the handball coach,
Yeah.
how do you think that based on what you talked to her about collab stuff, do you think that they would let us do something in the gym down there or not? Shepherd can be kind of weird about things, but you got a better read on it than I did when you talked to her.
I think it's going to take a couple more visits.
Okay. Because otherwise,
Yeah.
I think it could be a fun collaboration. I think we could probably get that to work, especially if you came back a couple times and like, especially if we could get you into where you like maybe showed up at like a couple sessions if it was kosher, stuff like that. That would be a really fun environment.
Yeah, totally down for that. Let's just keep feeling it out and see.
Yeah, that and then I have joined a gym here that I'm trying to get more established at that like I know it doesn't necessarily have to be like a fitness one, but I'm thinking of like communities that I have access to like bigger spaces where it could be useful. But I'm sure I can probably work something like that out next year.
Yeah, I love that. I'll follow up. Write down Kaylin, Jim, follow up.
Sure.
So I will remind you next month or at our next committee meeting to follow up on that.
Cool.
Thank you for all these fun ideas. I love it. I love the creative energy. Keep it up, guys. Let's keep going. So then the last thing for the programs is that our merch plan is still in our research phase, which has been a thing for most of the year. I know, I apologize. I really wanted to make sure that we did this right without putting ourselves into debt because we don't have a lot, of overhead to work with. So Lindsay and I did find a company that will be the middleman process that uses the t-shirts that we really wanted, those comfort color shirts that everyone really loves. I found a company that will be that middleman person. So we just got to find designs. So I've extended our design contest till the end of the year. I want to see, we haven't had as many people sending in samples as I had hoped. So I'm just going to keep pushing it. I'm going to keep sharing it online. Let it go to the end of the year and see what we can come up with, and then let you guys look at all of them and we can kind of play around with them, pick and choose, and kind of go from there if everyone's comfortable with that. Cool. All right. And then the last group committee update I have is communications. The plan that Anna gave us for the summer worked out phenomenal. It went really, really great. We're still kind of using that moving forward. She has updated it again for the last chunk of the year, which I have been reviewing, and now I am adding in like what needs to be added into the schedule. So we have our content plan set for the rest of 2024, and we'll kind of keep looking at that for 2025 and kind of get like a bigger one. And we are getting ready to add things into LinkedIn. Kayla and I have been playing around with it. We've put it together. her and I have each posted a couple little things here and there. And so she's going to use that same outline that Anna has given, and we're just going to kind of move forward with that. So that's slowly growing in the right direction as well. So that is fantastic.
One of the things that I was thinking about with it too is that yes, follow the outline from Anna, but also like trying to find like the way that it's unique and stuff. And so things like the looking for someone to create the design for the t-shirt and looking for empowerment speakers and looking for grants and stuff. I'm continuing to kind of try to like think about things like that are going to probably hit better on that platform as far as getting some credible people to help us. So if you guys think of anything else like that, that's very much a like we're looking for a certain business or like professional or something that supports us, or really trying to put it out there where we want like well done designs on the t-shirt, right? Like, yes, it's a contest, but like it's likely to get circulated there to other people. Just let me know as you think of things like that, because then it's like I can really kind of follow the outline for sure, because the outline is fantastic, but also kind of like pepper in some little things like that that help
stuff
us.
that we had talked about. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's all like a draft. So
Yes.
Right.
I think the main
And it's
thing
flexible. It's very
Yeah.
flexible.
Definitely.
Right. And I didn't even put any specifics on it. I left it up for grabs. And then I think the one thing that I really want to prioritize is the board member spotlight, just because when you add a face to a name, it obviously does a lot better. And a lot of people want to know what these executive members are doing or who are behind the organization. I know that as a consumer, I would love to see who's also part of the team. So
So that'll be in the follow-up email as well. I will be asking again for a photo and some just general information that me and Anna have kind of tossed together so we can make some post about our team, what we're working on, what we all do. Again, so we can build that trust with the community, all the things. Oh, real quick before Jesse has to go, do we all agree, are we cool with having a virtual quarterly meetup support group online?
Yes.
And you guys are all willing to help facilitate that next year? Cool. I'm gonna add that to the list of signups. Sign up.
I missed that part of my life. Shepherd super self-sustaining.
Support virtual. Thank you for the reminder, Jesse. Thank you for joining, Jesse. Have a good night. Bye. Oh, bye. Okay. All right. We have about 8 minutes left, so I'm going to run through the last little bits really quickly here. This is some old business. It's under the old business. I got to move that up to the top. If you're doing Wheel with Me stuff, please be tracking your hours. We have a document for that. It just helps us better for moving forward when we actually have money and can actually pay people and all of the things. We still always need more volunteers, so the volunteer document is in there as well. Please send it out to people who you think may be a good fit. It doesn't have to just be wheelchair users, right? So if they're able-bodied and you think that they would love to be in this and like help us and are going to be good at what they do, we'll take anybody. We don't discriminate. Camp update. I think I told you guys. I hope I did. If not, surprise, we got a $7,000 donation. So I'm not sure. Did I tell everyone that? Okay, good. Okay, cool. So now that we have that, we've decided that we're going to launch and do double weekends. So now we have to raise like, only $33,000. No big deal. So that's the thing. I'm really confident in that. So applications for the next camp are live. Feel free to send that out to all your wheel friends who think would be impacted. I know that Adam and Autumn had like very impactful years, so experiences, and I can't wait to just share that with more people. And the last one that I have is our 2 college interns. So like I said, we were not involved with the project that I had anticipated us being involved with, which was called Next Level. We're in this thing called like the Gib Hub or something. I'm not sure. Either way, we still get help from the college. I'm hoping to do both programs or at least one of them next semester as well. So we have 40 hours altogether. And so 20 hours will go to grant research, 20 hours will go to PR and networking. So they're going to help sharpen up all of our PR documents. They're going to help fill everything out that I haven't had time to do And they're also going to look into businesses that we can reach out to locally, nationally, and events that we can get involved into. So that's part of the outline. I can send you guys the outlines for that in the follow-up email just so you can see what the projects are. Because with the hiccup from the first try to go around, I thought that they were going to have more information given to us, and they did not provide any information. So I wasn't about to let that happen again. And I literally made like a 5-week outline with goals and meetings and all the things. So no one, there's no way to mess it up. So after last time I told Kaylin, I was like, I'm not letting this happen again. I'm so sorry. So I will send you guys those projects so you can see what the next 40 hours is going to look like for those 2 students. So 5 minutes left. Anyone else have anything to add? Anything that I need to do, address, look
I
at?
just have something to add. So on our We With Me Foundation website, you and
Yes.
Jesse, you have your bios. I don't know the last time you guys looked at them, but if you need to update them at all, like with, with what Anna was talking about with the board bios and stuff
That
like
was
that,
that was part of the
was that kind of like reeled in? Okay,
yes.
just for like if we
Yeah.
want to put that in our notes. But yeah, that was
Yes.
just a thought process that I had when you guys were talking about that. That I
I
don't
did
know.
plan on putting all the board members on there, and then they changed the website platform, and now I don't know how to change things myself, so I have to
That was
be
yeah, that was my next
like,
question because it's
"Hey,
hard.
guy." Yeah, I'm like,
I
"Hey,
find it
dude."
sometimes hard to find the sign up for empowerment.
Okay. Okay.
So like
Is that through
it
Instagram or Facebook or just in general?
just in general, like so like you go to the website and I mean obviously it's not always happening, right? So it's not like right up there. And part of it is probably me. I should be like better at these things. Um like oh, never mind. It is right here, isn't it? It's right. So that's why probably I'm usually on my phone and I'm never on my laptop. And so boom, the link is there. I'm gonna have to try to find it from my phone then. Because I see the tap link now that I'm on my thing. That's really funny that I'm sitting in front of you
I
guys being
am
like,
just
it's really
glad.
hard. Click, boom,
Okay.
done.
Well,
Okay.
I've actually had issues with the tap link not working right.
Okay.
Like the link itself is fine, and I
But
put the
can
right link
we,
in, but I've
and
had
maybe
yeah,
oh,
tap
sorry, go
link
ahead. Maybe it's
sometimes.
old news, but can we link the link in the posts so then they don't have to try to find it? They see the post and boom, they click the link, or does that
So
make it
I try
difficult?
to do that on Facebook, but they can't copy and paste it from Instagram. So
Mm,
that's why I try using the tap link on Instagram
10
specifically,
4. Yep. Yep.
because they can't like copy. I mean, you could probably take, I don't know if a lot of people know this, you can take a screenshot and then you can copy and paste it from your photo album, but I mean, that's just like an extra step that a lot of people
Okay.
probably
Okay.
do.
Okay. No, it's
But
good.
note though, if you want to steal some text from something, you screenshot it and then boop boop copy paste.
Hmm.
All right. Well, thank you for that feedback, Autumn. I will try to see if we can find a more easier way to do that on all of the platforms, all of them.
Well, and obviously
I
the
do plan
Instagram thing
on,
was mine. I'll poke around on Facebook more
yeah,
too
because
on my laptop.
we've also never promoted empowerment on our website either. So I need to get the website guy to add an empowerment tab there as well. So I think that would help. So you're gonna break that.
We're kind of auditing our website right now a little bit, aren't we? As we're having things updated or no?
Yeah, I have a list.
Okay. Just
So
because, so I will say the one meeting I did get to have with the students before we kind of flipped which program that we were
yes.
using. Remember I told you, like, I was like, hey, one of the things that I want you to do this week is like look at our stuff and like kind of tell me, give some
Yeah, because
feedback.
he wanted to make the accessibility better, you said, correct?
Yes, that was like one thing. But I was just thinking in general, like, can we get outside sources to audit our website? Like, can we make a like a guided sheet of like things that we want you to be able to find and or general comments? Like, I mean, it can't just be like a like free for all, like just tell us what you think necessarily.
Like a Google survey though.
Pretty much, yeah. Like as a Google survey, like, hey, can you like, go and even like maybe incentivize them going through and doing it with like, whatever we have that would
And then they
incentivize.
can get a discount for the website and then they can buy something with that discount.
Pretty
Ooh,
much, yeah. Something like that, like incentivize, like, hey,
hmm.
you take this survey and like give us like good feedback on an audit. Like it is really impactful to have outside sources look at it and like also for us to just like even audit ourselves to make the survey.
I
So
also
that,
need to add,
yeah.
you also reminded me that we need to do an empowerment post survey. Empowerment.
Yeah, that too. But I think that like it's one of those things where like the more feedback we can get and like the more we can incentivize people to give good feedback,
And the better we can do.
going to be able to like it's so much easier than just our eyes that have looked at it a million times.
Yeah. I love that. I'm here for it. Perfect. Okay. We have 1 minute left, guys. It's on the countdown. Anyone else have anything else they want to add? No? Luna Rose, is there anything you want to add?
I make a motion to
To adjourn the meeting?
adjourn the meeting. I couldn't think of the word. Thank you. To adjourn the meeting.
I second that motion. All right, guys. Thank you guys all for your input today. I will be sending you an email with all of the information that we discussed, all of the links and documents that we also discussed, sign up sheets for all the fun things we discussed. And then I will be chatting with you guys at our individual meetings here very, very soon. As always, thank you so much for taking time to help with us. Thank you for donating your passion and your energy to Wheel With Me Foundation. And me and Jesse couldn't do it without you guys. So thank you all. And if you need anything else, just send me an email. Happy Halloween!
Happy
Happy
Halloween!
Halloween.
Bye, guys.